Kings show up with thrones and parades, but Jesus showed up in a manger with shepherds. Not exactly the rollout you'd expect for the King of Kings. So that begs the question, why? Join us as we talk about it.
Welcome to the Morning Manna Podcast. You're invited to the table for real conversations about faith, culture, and the everyday pursuit of loving God, loving each other, and loving the world around us.
Hey, welcome back to this special Christmas episode of the Morning Manna Podcast. We're so glad you're tuning in. Merry Christmas. It's the week of Christmas. I'm your host, Nick Ertel, and today we've got our lead pastor, Chris Fletcher.
I put the Chris in Christmas.
Very good. All right. We've actually got the Queen of Christmas, Ray Fletcher. Welcome. And then we've got Dr. Carlo Serrano wearing his Christmas best.
Yes, I am.
Did you notice that I'm wearing my most festive black shirt?
Yes. I'm here
And
for
black hat?
It's good.
I feel holly and jolly.
Yeah, my sister asked me earlier, what is Christmassy about your outfit? And I said, I slew the Christmas sheep and put it upon my sweatshirt.
Yes.
Slew it.
This is the slain Christmas sheep.
Very good.
You do have something on it.
Are you kidding?
Oh, wow. She's picking this out
Stop.
on the
What are you doing?
podcast.
I thought it was Christmas decor.
Don't
but
groom me in front of Gurkha Papa.
Have you noticed our set? Thank you to
It's
the
beautiful.
the great Lauren Fletcher.
Oh,
for
that's the
decorating.
sister I was talking about.
Yeah, shout out.
She's got a Christmas glitter problem.
There you go. All right. Well, producer Bryson, you got an upgraded desk. Y'all can't see this, but he got an upgraded desk, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay, I'm sorry that I'm not as demeaned as I normally am. I have a slightly skinny desk. This thing is actually like half the depth of my other one.
Sure, it looks cool, and your legs have way too much breathing room, so I feel like you're going to be extra.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is. I feel like you're going to be extra.
Well, now
today.
I have the whole power to be able to mute your microphone, which is that's wonderful. I can also do sound effects.
That was the appropriate one.
Yes, so that's
Very
exciting.
good. What do you got for us?
All right, so Nick, behind you there are some whiteboards.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
no.
we have a very fun Christmas game. We're going to finish the Christmas lyric. So this is going to be a score. It's a competition between all of you.
Nice.
So I'm going.
I don't believe in competition. Everybody wins.
My handwriting is
right.
Participation
not
trophy.
legible.
It's more just so that it shows integrity. So you write down what you
you're a
think
doctor.
it is,
You
and
can
then
get by
you
with
can. Yeah. That's right. So I'm going to read off.
The answer is Texas.
That is incorrect.
Okay. I've been hanging out with John, so I just
Okay.
it's the
All
answer to everything.
So I will say a Christmas lyric and then leave a blank space. My ask is that you finish the lyric. Okay. So I will be the judge. I know sometimes it's like, what? Why are
Nothing.
Keep going.
Okay.
You're
So-
not all powerful. Just because you have all the power does not mean you're all powerful. Okay.
He saw me go for the soundboard.
I did. Because you're all powerful doesn't mean you have all the power.
Did you see that? He went, oh, no.
Something's coming.
All right. So let's start off. Number one. This is an easy one. Make my wish come true. All I want for blank. Ooh, the sound of writing. So pleasing. That's great.
Wait
And go.
a second.
Wait. No, we said go. All right. So Nick, Christmas is you. Carlo, Christmas is you. Yes, Ray, Christmas is you. Chris, you just said Christmas.
I did.
He does not receive the point.
Yeah, he also capitalized Chris.
Please note. I
right.
put the
Wait,
Chris in Christmas.
I love that song, but
Yeah.
I'm not remembering that line. Make my wish come true.
Yeah, it's the end. It's,
Make my wish come true.
Oh, he knows the song. He just didn't want to participate.
yeah, he did.
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
no, for Christmas.
That's
okay. Is you? Fine.
got it.
Is
you don't get that point, Chris. I'm sorry.
Wow.
is,
All right.
Is you? Get it?
Technically, there's a yeah at the end,
Oh.
but yeah, whatever. Fun fact.
I don't do great on like fast.
So it's gonna take me an hour and a half to erase this board.
I'm not erasing.
It wouldn't have been that bad if you had not circled the whole thing. All right, number two. I'll have a blue blank. Finish the lyric, not just the next word, Christopher. Faster, Christopher. Fletcher. Okay. Christmas without you. Christmas without what?
It says you.
His
Does it?
handwriting's very
Christmas
hard to
sheep?
read, so
I spelled it you.
Mine
E42.
says Christmas without you, but I had to circle
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
because
Yeah.
that was fun.
It's taken
So
over.
everyone got that point.
taken over.
Congratulations. Chris is still.
I want you to appreciate how I'm holding out the U as they would in the song.
You know what? I do appreciate. Wait.
That's great.
Yeah.
Said the guy in the festive Christmas hat.
Yeah, okay, you did hold it down. All right, fair enough. All right, next one. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, blank.
These are too easy, man.
Okay. Nick, you know after I've done enough of these games that you should not speak too soon.
Good point.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Your handwriting is devastating.
Jack Frost nipping it.
I'm taking I'm not taking my time here.
Okay, Ray, do you also have
How
that
did you
same?
spell nipping?
Okay, great.
NIPPING.
Okay,
It's
all right.
shorthand.
Didn't look like it.
3, 3, 2, and then 3.
I'm sorry. No.
Yes, you did
You're
not.
kidding me.
You didn't
thought the
finish the
same
lyric.
Oh
you
my
finished.
gosh.
You said the next word. It's not my fault.
Well, based on
Wait a second.
your everybody wins Gen Z
That's what you said.
mushball
I did not
questions.
say
Give us
that.
a hard one, man. Dang.
Okay, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swinging, jingle bells ringing, snowing and blowing up, blank.
I'm not sure if I'm spelling this right.
Your face, Bryson.
I quit because the game is too hard.
Oh,
Oh, what? Tell me what you're trying to say, Nick.
Bustles of fun.
I don't know.
Did you write the whole bustles of fun? What is a bustle?
It's a Gen Z
Ray
thing.
is the only one who's right.
It's
well
bussin'.
done, Ray.
You
That's
said
the lyric.
bushels
Bussin'.
of fun.
Bushels of fun.
Aren't they bussing?
I have
Oh
no idea.
my
They got
God.
bustles.
Ray, congratulations. You're the only one that got that one
I have
right.
no idea.
You know I got that right.
No.
You said a word. You said a word in the sermon last week. I'd have to go back and watch it. It was at, I think it was 8. No, it was 9:30.
Oh, you know the timestamp.
You said something, and your wife was sitting down the row from me, and I looked at her and said, "What? That's not a word."
What word did I
You
use?
put two words together and made up a word that wasn't a word.
I enjoy doing that.
All right. This is number 5. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, blank.
I don't know.
I respect it. I respect that.
I know
Yep,
the
your
song.
face.
Your face, Bryson.
I appreciate that Ray is giving this her all.
No idea.
Take a look. Oh, you guys are both right. Yeah.
What's
take
up?
a look at the 5
Come on.
and 10. Wow. I did not.
Wow.
You're still going to lose to a girl, Nick.
I got the bustles.
All
That's
right.
not even real.
Ray has gotten all of them. There is a bonus
She's
question.
the queen of Christmas. We called this.
Chris, hear me out. Chris and Carlo, if you get this one right,
Yes.
I will. I don't know how many points I'll give.
Bonus.
It has to be spelled correctly, and all.
spelled correct.
Oh, he's going to do Melakalikimaka.
No, I'm not
Oh,
gonna do that.
no.
That would have been so good though. All right, this is the bonus one. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. What's the last lyric?
I don't know how to spell it right.
You could give it.
Prospero año y felicidad. Is the
Okay, well you didn't have to. Now
You got to put the
I
N
cannot
over
write
the
that.
N.
Yeah, didn't you? I'm protesting because none of these songs are about Jesus, and this is making me feel dirty. All this worldliness on the podcast.
I lose this one.
Prospero años y felicidad.
Prospero año y
you
felicidad.
did not add the accent marks. You failed.
I did.
You missed one, but you were very close. In Prospero, there is an accent mark over the O.
Did you get it?
I did.
He came very close.
Oh.
Wait,
He does speak
Ray,
Spanish.
Did
No.
oh, okay.
No.
Producer Bryson,
I-
can I point something out
Don't
to
tell
you?
people that.
No, you cannot.
The worst part about this game is that you just gave Chris a board that he can write on for the rest of this.
I don't have to give this back. I've got a golden ticket.
Okay, the self-proclaimed and acclaimed Queen of Christmas has, of course, won
course,
this game
won
as
this game.
she should. Well
Yes.
done,
Oh.
Ray.
I hate
Well,
playing
thank
Christmas
you.
games with her.
Well done.
Yep.
You did it.
I don't think she's the self-proclaimed. I think you guys
No, I
crowned
proclaimed
her.
her. Yes.
You crowned
She
her. Christmas
said,
queen.
and we have it recorded when she was doing her sound check.
Okay.
She said, "I am the Queen of Christmas."
Hang
Now,
on.
whether or not that's taken out of context, that does not matter.
Okay.
She did say it.
Correct.
I just got it preloaded.
Your face.
Your face.
Got it.
All right. Nick, all I want to say is good luck because he has a board now. Carry on. And comment your favorite Christmas song down below.
Mine?
No, I don't care about yours.
Oh,
okay.
What do you guys think Nick's favorite
Can I ask you a
Christmas-
question?
Mine?
What do you think of the song River, Christmas song? I wish I had a river. I could skate away.
I've never heard it.
Never heard of
I
that one.
hate that
Coming
song.
on Christmas.
Because it's not a Christmas song.
Putting up
I've
reindeer
heard
and
of
singing
that.
songs of joy and peace.
What do you think of that
Oh,
song?
I love that.
I'm
song.
sure you
yeah,
do.
okay.
Yeah,
It's a Christmas song. It's
I
one of my
shouldn't have
favorite
asked.
Christmas
I
songs.
took the bait. I'm sorry,
Queen of
guys.
Christmas, is that a Christmas song?
No.
Yeah, not
Actually,
Christmas.
We
I have a
argue about
question.
this.
No, we also
We argue about a
holiday
lot of stuff.
holiday road.
Yes,
Is that a Christmas song?
of course. Why not?
You mean the theme song
Because
for
it's
National
holiday.
Lampoon's
It could be
Christmas
any,
Vacation?
but it could be any holiday. Do they sing about Christmas?
Oh,
Wow.
Listen, for someone who just blows right through Thanksgiving and nap time, I don't know that you have any room. You have no platform
no,
which to stand. You sit on a throne of lies.
Someone, are you
Good
saying
movie
I blow
quote.
through Thanksgiving?
You do, and your throne of lies smells like
wait,
cinnamon
really fast.
and cardamom.
I know we have to move on. I just like to say I am just extra thankful at Thanksgiving time with Christmas lights.
that's very.
They make me
You're
extra
very thankful
thankful.
for Christmas lights.
No,
Yes.
That's good.
I
So
knocked
good.
my headset off. I was so enraged,
I mentioned this in the message last week,
like
but
Jesus flipping the tables in the
This is-
temple. I'm keeping this.
this is
by the
the
way.
first year that I had my Christmas shopping done before December started.
Yawn.
That is
And
impressive.
I was just, I felt high and mighty.
Your superiority
I still have so much Christmas shopping.
is annoying.
The week of Christmas.
We also had our tree up, and I think that's the earliest we've ever put our tree up.
yeah.
So,
I did the same thing
anyway.
early.
Really?
Yeah. I
That's
needed
the way to do it.
My soul needed it.
Yep.
Busy year.
Oh, man. That's great. Well, thank you, Producer Bryson. Let's jump into the meat and potatoes. We're going to talk about the message that we're delivering on Christmas Eve, which, by the way, if you're watching this before Christmas Eve, there's still time. You are invited to our Christmas Eve services. You can go to our website for service times and locations. We'd love to have you with us. Do you have a message for the people?
No, the people couldn't see it.
Oh, that was just for me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Anyway, let's jump into the meat and potatoes. This year, of course, we're talking about Advent, the arrival of Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us, but we're looking at it through the lens of kings and royals and a coronation. And
Yeah.
you even start out the message talking about different types of coronations from the British perspective, an Egyptian perspective. Do you want to talk about that a little bit first for people who aren't familiar?
Yeah, the idea of some place, the idea of coronation and the way that we think of coronation really is a after Jesus type thing. The ones who really first did it, the way that we would think of it, are the Romans, and this is towards the end of the empire. I think it was Leo the first. Yeah, they had this big coronation ceremony, and they kind of evolved from there. But we typically think of coronation as a thing that happens when a new king is set in place. What I kind of pulled from was the idea of how the Egyptians thought of coronation.
Yeah.
So in 2000, 3000 BC, somewhere in there. It's a big, long range or whatever. But when the new emperor was born, they would celebrate the coronation of the emperor then, because basically the emperor sitting would be the one helping kind of blood up the next emperor to come after. So the coronation was kind of thought of in that sort of sense. I just smashed my watch against the handle here, but
So when they were born,
Yeah.
not necessarily when they took the throne.
correct.
Okay, so that's an Egyptian thing.
It's an Egyptian idea. And it was sort of, I'm not making the argument that that's how we think of Jesus being born, but I'm just talking about the idea that coronation comes along with it, the idea that the future is set, the future is opulent, the future is awesome, and Jesus, in everything that he does, is different. Like everything about his kingdom is the upside down of what we would think of. So whereas every other royal in the history of humanity has been crowned with like great opulence and a big show, Jesus enters with the sign being swaddling clothes. So scholars will tell you that's like every baby was swaddled that way. So one of the examples of this is how you're going to know who he is in the manger was the same thing everybody was wrapped in. Everything about his first steps into entering our story is cloaked with everything that we've experienced in some way, shape, or form.
So when would you say that Jesus' coronation was?
When would I say that Jesus' coronation was?
So you're talking about, British coronation happens when they take the throne.
yeah.
And you've got
Well,
Egyptian.
Jesus fully realizes at Easter time is the full realization of Jesus as the king and the triumph over everything. But at the same time, he's had authority. He was born with authority.
Right.
He showed up with authority. So when was he king? I think he was always king.
That's an interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. So, what was different about his birth then, as opposed to all these other royals we're talking about, Egyptians, British, whatever?
Yeah,
what's different?
Man, everything. Everything about coronation now is like the royal wedding, the coronation, the whatever. Like you always know when those are happening in my house because my wife will be glued to the television set.
Love it.
She's trying to find some way she's related to some kind of royalty, which I don't necessarily doubt. I believe she's probably royal back in there somewhere. Jesus is just entirely different. Everything we think about when we think about coronation, that was the setup of the message. Everything that we think about is the opposite of what Jesus came to demonstrate and to embody and to be. And so he enters in a lowly state where we think of in a high state. We think of robes and beautiful outfits, and Jesus comes and is there. We think of these great palaces, someplace to live, and Jesus is in the stable.
Right.
And it's just the opposite.
Right.
And not because. So there are prophecies that say this is what's going to happen, but there's nothing baked into the fall of humankind. When Jesus came to enter the story, there's nothing baked back there in the fall that says this is how it had to happen. The prophets spoke that because he chose a lowly estate. He chose humility. He chose to enter our story at the lowest common denominator, I think, so that regardless of who we are or how we got to where we are today, he can say, been there, done that, felt that, experienced that. Yeah.
Okay, so and the birth of Jesus is a miraculous birth. And the angel shows up to Mary. There's actually only 2 stories in the book of Luke where an angel shows up and there's a miraculous birth. And so, Ray, I want to ask you this question.
He's busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Gabriel.
He's going around just doing his tour.
Listen, got to fight, got to go over here, got to back up Michael. We're fighting the Prince of Persia. By the way, I got these 2 chicks. I got to go tell,
his
baby
calendar,
prophecies.
Fully booked.
Fully booked.
Anyway, so there are these 2 stories. One is with Elizabeth and Zechariah, and they have John the Baptist. The other one, obviously, is this one with Mary and Jesus. But their responses to the angel are very different. Do you mind talking about what's different about their responses?
For really fast, I want to say his paper calendar was really full. I just came from a small group this morning where we were talking about paper calendars.
Oh, yeah.
You think the angel has a paper calendar?
Yeah, well,
angelic beings don't
but
carry a phone.
if he had a calendar, it'd be a paper
Wouldn't
calendar.
that be vintage
not
for
a
them?
digital.
Chris,
Maybe it's trending.
I know a couple of people in the paper calendar group who like quadruple booked themselves on this day
all
with
of
their
your
paper
wives.
calendars. So
I was just with their wives prior to this.
We should point out
my wife.
This small group was your wife, wife, you,
and D.
and D.
True.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was thinking about the effectiveness of your calendars as my poor Jamie. I know she was super late getting to the meeting, but I'm like, bless you and your
She
paper
wrote
calendars.
it in a paper calendar.
That's awesome.
Oh my
Because she couldn't find it.
God.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's great.
Anyway, your question was what is the difference in how they reacted?
Yeah.
I think, well, honestly, if you read both of them, I think at first glance you go, okay, well, actually, there weren't too many differences. They were both scared. They were both doubtful, like questioning. But then when you think about like the responses, the different responses in their attitudes. So we were actually talking about this a little bit. Attitude speaks louder than words. And so, when Mary was told, you're going to have, you're going to conceive by the Holy Spirit. She was very, how can this be? But then I immediately followed with, okay, let it be done to me according to your will. And so that's huge.
Huge.
So it seemed more submissive.
Yes.
It seemed more like have your way.
Yes. And you can still be scared. You can still be scared and tell God,
How does that contrast?
have your way.
100%.
How does that contrast with Zechariah and his response?
I think he was more doubtful, more questioning because, their age. They were both very old. Elizabeth was barren. She should have had a baby by now. Very, I don't know, just doubt.
His attitude made me feel like he was saying, prove it.
That's good. Yes. Yes.
I mean, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
when
And then
I-
he became mute.
That's right. The
So-
angel said, how about that?
Angel said, you gonna
Yeah.
learn today.
I do wish I had that power. Dear child of mine, thou shalt be mute for
Yeah.
today.
You know who does have that power?
Yeah.
Producer Bryson.
Oh my gosh.
He
He just woke up from his nap. He's nodding, and his finger is poised over the button.
That's right. He's ready to mute any one of us.
I think it's one of the upside down nature of this story that we keep talking about. So Jesus, the coronation of the birth, this whole idea is upside down.
Yeah.
At the same time, the actors in this play are upside down, because who should be the one who gets it right? The learned old priest dude.
You would think.
But who gets it right? The young, untrained girl.
Yeah.
This is one of those inconvenient moments where, like, if this story was contrived after the fact to fake us, the actors are all wrong. Yeah. The one who got it right should have been Zachariah the priest, and the one who got it wrong should have been, the dumb little girl.
That's interesting.
But it's the flip-flop.
Yeah.
So the hero of the tale is Jesus' mom, who's a 16-year-old virgin.
Right.
And the scapegoat is the dude who knows it all.
Do you think this is like teaching us anything about faith and expectation? And, I've heard Pastor Michael say more times than I can count, expectation is invitation. And when you come with that expectation that you're going to move, you're going to do the impossible, it almost feels like that's what you get from Mary. She doesn't know how it's going to happen, but she also trusts.
Yes.
Whereas you don't get that from Zechariah. So, I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is intentional to teach us something about that?
I would love to hear you talk about expectation and invitation.
Yeah. Yes. So your dad said that all the time.
Yeah.
Expectation is invitation. And so, there's a lot to say on that. There's a lot to say. When you're expecting, it's kind of like,
say it in the mic, not to me.
Sorry.
There you go.
When you're, I feel like I don't know how to put into words right now.
Just start talking. We've proven you can say whatever you want and fix it later.
Right. That's true.
Oh, shit. Nope. Get your finger away from that button, Bryson.
I think God is always showing himself to you. He's always there. He always wants to speak to you. And when you're listening, it's a lot easier to hear him than when you are doubting. And so you want to say something?
That's what I think is amazing about this story, is how it appears as if there's something about Mary and being close to the idea that Jesus shows up and says, and she asks the question and she has her doubts and all that's still there, but she's like, all right, how are we going to do this? And then you got Zechariah, and he has all the knowledge and all the learning and all the know-how and all the everything that everybody thinks they need to go and get. He has all the answers, but he goes, I got my doubts, and not only do I have my doubts, you better prove it, son. And it's convicting to me, because it feels like we spend too much time trying to amass the things that we need as opposed to clinging to our almost, I don't know, I think the powerful thing about our faith is it's like this wide-eyed trust in God versus this sort of, when I figure it all out, all the ducks will fall into a row. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Another aspect to all of this classic story, you've got Caesar who orders that everyone must be registered. He's going to take this census, and so
first he named salad, and then he made everybody go be registered.
Is that what he did? Caesar salad.
He was busy.
Okay,
he was like,
good.
salad shall be named after me, and secondly, register.
Well done. And the dressing, or was that later?
No, that was same time.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He made up, salads and dressing.
He's a busy guy.
He was very busy.
Dr. Carlo, from a historical perspective, why is he making everyone get registered, but also was it necessary?
Money. Like money, power, money. Yeah, Rome is in charge, and as they're expanding, Augustus wants peace. He doesn't want more conflict. They just come on the backside of that. He wants control. As the empire is growing, you need to know who are the people who are ours so that we can take their money, so that we can tax them, so that I know how much revenue we're supposed to have as they're starting to set up all these different regions and they're expanding more and more and more. There were some people who left Rome or left home to these new expanding territories, and they never went back. For generations, they never went back as Rome is expanding its kingdom. And so the census is essential for Rome to put their stamp everywhere that they are, that we are in charge, not just by the violence of our legions, but economically, politically, we're in charge. And so what I love about the way that this takes place in this time frame is it's just, I think, another cool way the God of heaven and earth is reminding Rome who's really in charge.
That's
this census, you think you orchestrated this so that you can figure out who's there, so that you can collect the money, and the whole time it's the God of
So
heaven
you're
and
saying
earth.
Caesar's flexing on them, but really it's God flexing because he's falling into his ordained plan.
Yeah, this story for sure. It's the flipping of what worldly power thinks they're in charge of. No, all of this is just setting the table for here's what God wants.
That's pretty neat.
I think there's two flexes in here too. I did not know this until I studied for this particular message, but Caesar Augustus thought that he was descended from Zeus.
Yep.
So he believed, and actually, so this is actually, he's quoted as saying, I am the son of God.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yes, I did not know this until I studied this time for this particular message, and I found this really obscure quote. I forget which Roman historian writes it down, but he's attempting to set this power structure in place because he believed he was the son of God. So he has this census where Mary and Joseph have to go to Bethlehem to register because he's trying to prove I'm Zeus's son.
And Josephus later on writes about how this is the
Sorry,
flag.
it's Josephus.
This is the tension that the Jews had because the census was just another reminder to them that your God didn't save you, your God can't save you. Rome is in charge.
Yeah.
So that's why in Acts 5, I think it is, Gamaliel talks about the uprising. That was a census uprising. It was Jews who were like, we're sick of it, not because they didn't want to be counted, but because they knew what that counting meant. It means more taxes. It's just another reminder that we are subservient to
Like taxation without
to Rome.
representation.
Well,
sort of?
you said all
Easy
that.
tiger.
You said, calm
Easy
down,
tiger.
calm down. You said all of that.
Okay. Good stuff. All right. Well, you get down to verse 7, and it says that Mary gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no place for him in the inn. So, Ray, how is this so different? It paints a picture for us, not only the swaddling clothes, but also this whole idea of the inn and all of the stuff surrounding that. Like, how is this picture so different than the coronations and the royal births that we keep talking about?
Well, back to what you were saying earlier about you kind of brushed on that a second ago, and I think first of all, man, what would it be like to have a baby with a royal setting? Like, I was just trying to think about that, all the privacy but everything like planned ahead of time, and that sounds kind of nice. To be honest, I'd love to have a royal
Bring me
birth.
my grapes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like the whole, like, I remember when Kate Middleton had one of her babies, and then she's out for like a photo shoot after, you know, like her hair and her makeup was all done for her and everything like that. This is total opposite. And I think that I don't even remember what your question was about.
Just how is it different?
What's the difference?
Yeah. Because, like, unpack this swaddling clothes, unpack the inn they were staying, unpack that for us. How does this look so different than what you would think a king of kings would be born into?
I mean, yeah, I think that so God was setting the tone for this is Jesus's life. You know, this is not just, I mean, it's about his birth, but this is about his life and how he came to the lowest of lows, as humbling of a birth as you can have. And setting the tone for his life. He came to serve, not to be served. And so I think that it just paints a picture of this is me coming to everyone, not just the...
Because it flies in the face of every other royal tradition everywhere. Everything about the kingdom is opposite and always has been. And I think it's a huge...
Yeah, those royal births too they're proper family affairs. Like, it's a big deal, whether you're being anachronistic and we're looking at our modern day royals, or even back then, it's this big thing. It's everyone knows. Sometimes there's people trying to take the youngin' out because there's people plotting and there's that murder stuff. They're outside in that inn because their family didn't take them in. They're in their hometown, so their own people are not giving them a space.
Yeah.
So they are literally all alone. Their biological family, their earthly families, have rejected them. That's just completely counter of what our royal birth are. He was literally born,
Right.
as he's born as an outcast to outcasts for the outcast. Like that's how that story is set up.
Well, and it even says an inn. And I know my American modern mentality, I think, okay, so they were probably there 2 or 3 nights. It's the, it's the Holiday
They checked in at the Holiday Inn Express.
Right. But no, they were there for some time. It's not like they got there and Jesus was born. No. They were there a while and then he was born and they were still there a while.
Yeah. I made that case in the message that it's not like the way that we think of this is like they rolled into town Christmas Eve night and they were like, darn, everything's full. We should have gone on hotels.com. And it wasn't. So then we rolled into town and we just had to like bump our way around until we found someplace. They'd been there a minute.
Yeah.
And they'd been lingering for a while. And they'd been dissed and kicked out. And so it wasn't like they showed up and they're like, oh no, she's pregnant. Like they knew she was pregnant. And that's when they were like, yeah, there's no place for you here.
You think this speaks to the power structure that God is setting up where Jesus is being born into this humble setting.
Yeah.
And yet he's going to be the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Do you think this speaks? I mean, you kind of alluded to it a second ago, talking about this upside down kingdom, and but do you think that's all intentional to point to that?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, if pride is like the core issue, the source of human falling, whether you're looking at it from the perspective of how Satan falls versus how we think we want to be God, we want to be on that throne, God's response to that is exactly the opposite, and it is humility. So he moved first, and every step of the way of God moving, this divine condescension of God becoming flesh, it's the greatest example of humility. He's always been fixing what is broken. And so the Christmas story is just a picture of that every step of the way.
That's good. Okay, so after Jesus is born, there's an angel that appears to seemingly some random shepherds out in the middle of the field. And so do you mind telling us, what did the angel tell these shepherds? What are they supposed to do? And why them? Of all people, why show up to them? What's significant about them?
I actually looked it up because I'm not familiar with this part of the text.
He's never heard the Christmas story.
I'm waiting for this is the best part of Charlie Brown Christmas, right?
Oh yeah.
The angel told them first up, fear not. The first thing the angel says to the shepherds, fear not. Behold, I bring you great news. I always have to talk about why the fear not, because it's an angel.
Yeah.
Big bad. Imagine it's dark, probably between 3 to 4 a.m. ish. That prime time when something's going to attack, and then this blinding light shows up. Fear not is appropriate when encountering an angel like that. I bring you good news of great joy. For unto you is born this day in the city of David. I love this. A Savior who is Christ the Lord. Good pastor buddy of mine talks about that. That's the threefold response to Jesus. He's a Savior, Christ, the Lord. So the anointed one, the one who's going to redeem us, that we surrender our lives to, the Lord. And then tells him the sign, you'll see the baby, all of that stuff. And then the angels sing a nice song that I wish Bryson would have given us some kind of glory to God in the highest, or peace on earth.
Excelsis
Noel,
Deo.
in excelsis Deo, something Christian on this podcast.
Well, because you know that at a time when everybody spoke Greek, they probably showed up and were singing in Latin.
They were singing in Latin.
They were singing in Latin. There's no way around it.
The first Noel, Silent Night. It'd be nice if we had some Jesus on our podcast once a month. Anyway, fear not. Do not be afraid. Angel shows up. Why the shepherds? I don't know. Again, this is God showing up to the outcast. We know from the story in Exodus, shepherds are not looked upon highly in this time, the culture. They are outcasts. They're roughnecks. They're unclean because of what they do. They can't
testify in court.
They can't testify in court. They're constantly dirty. They're always around dead things, so they can't make it 48 hours to be pure enough to go offer a sacrifice because they're always touching dead stuff. So
just like when he rose and he appeared to the first preachers of the gospel, women. He appears to women and he gives them the story. Go tell everyone that I'm alive. So these are people who cannot testify in court. Just like that, when he was born, he showed up to people who also could not verify that he'd been born. So the greatest heaven's greatest creative unveiling, right? Like the greatest creative show of all time, is played out on a hillside for nobody else to see, but the people who could not testify it actually happened.
You think this plays into that same upside down kingdom? principle.
I have no doubt about it. I sometimes think that we spend a lot of time as Christians looking at Easter week, Holy Week, and going like every move was planned and plotted. And then Christmas is like this great big, oh, wow, that just happened on accident. Everything happened. I think all these things are pointing, the beginning and the end of his life are all pointing to all the stuff that's going to happen.
Intentional, for sure.
Yeah.
I try, when we do our little nativity scene in our house, Jamie and I, like we had a heated conversation once about this because I wanted to put the wise men on the other side of the room because I'm like, they weren't there at the same time.
What about the
wise men are there with that because she won. But
Yeah.
But I, in protest, was
Because
like, they shouldn't be here.
Jesus was like 2 years old by the time they show up.
The range that scholars debate, they're going to say like 8 months to almost 3 years old. It could have been by the time these guys in modern day, Iraq, Iran saw this sign and then made it across. And they didn't go across Saudi Arabia if you're familiar with the map. So to get there, you got to go all the way up into Syria, Turkey, come all the way back down.
Yeah.
So it's the long way round.
Otherwise you die in the desert.
Through hills and mountains, fields and fountains, like the song says. It's through all of that.
It is.
So yeah, he was
to be as the result of a prophecy from Balaam in Numbers chapter 21.
We preached that a couple Christmases ago. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Christmas star is prophesied in the Old Testament. It's in the Pentateuch.
That's wild.
Prophesied by a false prophet.
That's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah, and anyway, we could get off track with that one.
Yeah.
But okay, Ray, it goes on to say, it says that Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. So as a mom, how do you think this is important to the Christmas story?
Well, first of all, that's something that, because I spoke on Mary a few years ago. And so that was something that really, really convicted me as a mom, pondering and keeping these things in your heart. I mean, first of all, as a mom, you know what that's like. You know what it's like to see your children and know what, what's inside of them, the things that they carry. And this is just a normal child, I'm not even just talking about Jesus. As a mother,
we have no divine children at home.
No
normal average children, no divine children. For sure.
Just, I think like these days, as a mom, you see these things that are inside of your kid and you just want to tell the world. You want to kind of push them out. And I think it's important to know that, not to rush, that it's God's timing. And it's so easy to be like, oh, you're so, like, we have a kid at home right now. He's very, very gifted. He's, and seeing that his whole life growing up, it's like wanting to like push him out to show the world his talent and what he can do. And God saying, no, that's not my timing. That's not, you need to wait on him. So I think for Mary, her son was Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that she knew like the fullness of what he was at birth, but having, the things that were prophesied about him and the angel appearing to her, I think she had like little like snippets of who he was. And it was kind of like a big, like long, experience of learning who Jesus actually is. And
because when he's at the wedding,
yeah,
Cana, I think you're right, because I think the treasured thing,
you think it came back out?
Well, that's the story of the wedding at Cana. Like, who's the one that ends up going, it's time?
Yeah.
I mean, I could get emotional talking about that, but the one who pushes him out the door into his first ministry moment is Mama.
And it's really cool. It's a very Middle Eastern Jewish kind of relationship, because she's telling him, hey, do this. And he's like, it's not the time. And she just ignores him like, yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Go ahead. He's going to do it. And what's he to do? Okay,
that is
Mom.
Jesus, by the way.
Okay, Mom, I'm going to do it. That's that cool dynamic and relationship. By the way, Mary, did you know, Bryson, that's another Jesus song we could have done the lyric to. She was talking about all this stuff.
He muted you.
Oh
my goodness.
Let's pause this podcast.
We got to pause this podcast because I need to lay hands on
lay
producer
hands
Bryson.
on producer Bryson.
Don't
see what
strike
happens.
twice.
Yeah, and I won't have to strike twice. That song is, I understand it, and it's also quite silly. Take a class at Man of You, you'll know that's the shortest song in history. Mary, did you know? No, yes, no, maybe, who knows? It's very easy to answer that question just by reading the Bible. You can kind of see what she.
Well, it makes me wonder about the tension, because she knows that this is a big deal. She knows kind of the end state, but she doesn't know all of the details or how that's going to play out.
Right, because to be a good Jewish girl or woman at that time is not the same thing as being a good Jewish boy. The education level, what she's exposed to, how much of Torah does she get access to even learn. So she knows I'm pregnant, and I know that happened miraculously, but there's a lot of his story in flesh that, no, she did not have access to these great teachers. She didn't get to sit at the feet of rabbis and have people. She just had all these different experiences. Who are these random dirty guys who showed up praising God? Who is this legion of foreigners who've shown up with all of these gifts? By the way, we only say 3 kings because of the 3 gifts that are mentioned. There could have been like 150 people in this entourage that showed up from Persia, these magicians. And she only has these little snippets of whatever this is, it's big and I don't understand it. So she treasures it in her heart.
I think it is a stretch to, no, it's not a stretch. I don't think it's right to deify Mary. Mary is not a member of the Godhead. At the same time, to hold Mary in high esteem, honor, and to be challenged by her level of faith, like, I mean, at the end of the day, in the gospel story, even though she's not a massive, big old player, she is one of the heavyweights of the New Testament because of the level of faith that we see on display from this woman. Yeah. I mean, she's a... Oof.
Yeah, I think the whole Christmas story is full of little people that God uses to play this big, big part in the story. And I think she sits first among all of those little characters of the last person you would think.
It makes me even wonder as she's rearing her child, as she's bringing up her son, this tension she must be holding on to. And you kind of spoke about
how do you ground Jesus? You know what I mean? Go to your room.
And who's wrong in that situation?
Think about what I've done. You know what?
And he's the son of God. Like, do you have any powers? Hey, can you help us out here? Like we're low on oil. Can you fill this back up? I don't know. Like,
I didn't make enough dinner. Jesus.
right. Like there's a mystery to it. There's a tension along with this, and I don't know. That's such an interesting.
The scripture tells us he's tempted in every way that we were, yet was without sin. So I actually can't go there and deify and make this mystical raising Jesus thing. I think it was a normal, absolute relationship. How else can he grow and prove that I'm not flexing any divine power?
He didn't sin.
Well, that's the point. So that means I have to submit to my parent. I have to obey. That means I'm gonna stray. I'm gonna be a normal human kid who's gonna have to get corrected. Is a normal human kid? This is deep now, right? Is a 3-year-old being a 3-year-old sinful, or is that just what 3-year-olds do? Yeah. So he's going through that process.
Interesting.
So to say Jesus didn't sin didn't mean he wasn't a 3-year-old running off doing what 3-year-olds do and having to be corrected.
Say what you're going to say.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I always think about when he went to the temple when he was 12 and his parents didn't know where he was. And, he said, didn't you know I was in my father's house? So he wasn't sinning because he's like, don't you know I'm in my father's house?
But they're freaking out.
But so
I still would have grounded his butt.
I feel like I would have been like, yeah, like I didn't.
You definitely would have grounded his butt.
Like you can't do that to me.
You're gonna ground the Son of God.
I know. I don't know. That's the one I think about.
Where in the conversation is, but you didn't say I couldn't come back. You didn't say I couldn't hang out with these cousins who are at the back of the family line as we're making this big family caravan. You didn't say I couldn't be like.
Yeah.
We got to be careful about making that gap that Scripture is silent, making it something that it's not. What the Scripture is loud and clear in is he was tempted in every way that we were, yet was without sin. So for sure, there's the parental dynamic of mom's just raising a kid.
Christmas is a really busy time in our calendar, in our season. We get all so much pace, so much stuff going, like it's crazy. Yeah. Think about Jesus and Jesus being born. I'm not saying he was born on December 24th. All right, don't come at me, bro. But we celebrate that in this period of time, and we think about his birth, and then we think about from his birth what happens in the Gospels until he actually starts walking around ministering. What part of his development was aided by being a carpenter, other than fulfillment of prophecy? So you think about pace in this time of the year and everything. We rush to get all this stuff in and cram all these things, and we have to do this, and if we don't do that, then we've missed the season, and we don't watch this movie, we don't do this, then all this pace. Jesus spent 30 years taking care of mom, doing a business that had nothing to do with the reason he was on the planet, but because he was being faithful, and he was doing every bit of what it took to be a part of the family and all the tradition and stuff that was built into that. I think it's a lesson we can grab for the Christmas season, that the thing that we see Jesus doing the most, and we see him on the cross, right? One of the last things that Jesus does is he calls to John and says, take care of mom.
Yep.
It's a full circle, deep, faithful family. Jesus embodies what it means to be present, and at the same time, what it means to be completely not taken with, oh, this has to happen right now, and this has to happen this time. Easy. It's not my time. It is my time. Taking care of mom, fulfilling all this prophecy, all this stuff, all these things that happen with his birth. I just think it's an interesting thing to think about in the midst of this, what we think of as a frenetic, up all night, wrap the gifts, buy the perfect gift and everything on their list, or they're going to be upset.
I've heard you mention some of these things a couple of times this season alone. If you had to tell, this is my last question.
It's because I'm processing what God is. I feel like God is doing on the inside of me.
I sense that.
I feel convicted by my pedal to the metal, pace, lack of peace. But then at the same time, perspective shift. Some of the pace is because I have 4 kids in a unique season of time, and when they're gone and out of the house, I'm going to look back at this and desperately wish I had it. So it's the perspective change of, wait a minute, hold on a second. The time and the timeline matters very little as compared to being present in this space. And
that's so good.
Yeah, there's stuff that we have to do, and there's stuff that we want to do, and there's stuff that we didn't get to. And at the same time, for me, our oldest is a sophomore in college. Like we're reaching the place where our family's now going to be. We're going to add to it. It's going to be, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming on the horizon and quickly. And the perspective change is that we need to recognize that my pace doesn't determine my peace. My pace sure can derail my peace, but my pace doesn't determine my peace.
Maybe it's what you just said right there, but I wanted to ask, because I've sensed that this is stuff that keeps coming up out of you, and I love it. If you had to tell the viewers at home and the people of Manna Church to walk away in this season with one thing, what would it be?
Peace. Peace. Be still. He speaks to the calm. He speaks to the storm inside of me, and he speaks peace to the storm. And I mean, he's God, I'm not, which means he's not rolling with punches, but I am. So roll with what God brings your way this season, and focus on the stuff that's important and not the stuff that's urgent, and focus on the stuff that matters, and focus on him, and focus on the gift that he gives you: friends, family, food, fellowship. Fellowship is a deeply spiritual thing. It's an aspect of worship. Man, I don't give in to the rat race when it comes to like trying to accomplish things that don't fit into that. But at the same time, whatever pace it takes to get to the place where you're with family, friends, around a meal, enjoying and pulling the joy out of, relish every bit of that.
Amen. And may the Cowboys win.
It doesn't matter this season.
Jeez, that just derailed more. Sucked all the spiritual out of the room.
Matter.
Like Bryson's song choices. Anyway,
well, I want to say Merry Christmas to you all who are watching. This is Christmas week as you're watching this, and may you have a Merry Christmas. May you take these things and treasure them up in your heart. Hey, producer Bryson, what do you got for us for our final segment?
Yeah, we definitely didn't talk about this beforehand. Like I was going to tell you to introduce this thing. No, I'm just messing. It's whatever. No problem. Season 2 does start in 2 weeks. Next week we have
Season 2.
We made it.
Season 2.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Is there a set change coming in season 2?
No.
They renewed our contract.
Wow.
Well, we're going to do some upgrades on this set, but we do have a new look, though.
Oh.
We have a new look. Do we get a new host? Shut up. No, we do have a new look, and I think we have a teaser ready for them. So check this out. Season 2 for the Morning Manna Podcast is almost here, and we're diving right into the stuff that shapes our walk with Jesus. We're talking real conversations, real theology, and real life principles and application that matters. Season 2 launches January 5th, and we're dropping new episodes every week. So listen, you're invited to the table. So pull up a chair, subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. If you want to learn more, then join us weekly as we talk about it. Awesome. Wasn't that great?
Wow. I watched that in the tablet of my mind.
That was very impressive.
Yeah.
Fantastic. for those of you at home, we just paused for a second as you watched that season. Hey, we're looking forward to it though. We're gonna have some guests next year. We're gonna go back through all of the series and do all the things. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But again, I want to say Merry Christmas. We love you guys so much. This has been an amazing year. Tune in next week because we're gonna have a special bonus episode of the podcast for service in your PJs. You don't want to miss that. Ooh. We are not going to have in-person services, so you just got to tune in online, go to our website, or go to YouTube and check out all of the videos there.
YouTube.com.
That's it. But
all of our videos there. We're not telling you to watch
Christmas.
all of YouTube. You can't possibly do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Have a new year as well, and God bless you. And until next time, let's change the world. Check out our website, manna.church, to find ways you can get connected with our services, small groups, outreaches, and more.